Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, I am Chad, and welcome to another TRC how-to video. So today's video, we're going to talk about how to choose a shaving soap. Now, if you're new to wet shaving, there's a ton of different choices out there. It can be very intimidating, especially if you're not familiar with all the different scent notes that are there, right? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions to help narrow things down and make it a little bit easier on yourself. First things first, what scent should I choose? Well, let's face it. You see a lot of soaps that have a lot of different scent descriptions on them. Sometimes they can be a little bit confusing. You don't know whether it's this one or maybe even this one. You never know, right? So one of the ways that I've come up with on how to determine that, at least when I started wet shaving, was I simplified it. I keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. It applies to a lot of things, and choosing a soap scent is not really that far out of the reach of this method either. So what I would suggest with this particular method is to break it down by scent note. Find a soap that has only one or two scent notes in it rather than a whole bunch listed. And then what I would do is take those scent notes and see if you can find them in essential oils, or maybe even a candle at your local supermarket or Whole Foods store, or even Walmart. I believe Walmart has a whole selection of essential oils. You can go there and smell them. For example, this one right here, Sandalwood by Parasso. When I first started wet shaving, I'd never really heard of sandalwood, and I didn't even know what it smelled like. So what I did was, I went to Walmart, grabbed an essential oil that had sandalwood in it, and I smelled it. So, oh, that was pretty pleasant. And I suggest you do the same thing, because you're not necessarily looking for a scent that's going to send it home, just something that is pleasant to you that you might like to try. So then you can order something like this. And I wouldn't just do one. I would find a scent that you're going to find single scent notes in a couple of different things, like lime. A little bit of lime here, maybe some eucalyptus, and I would go with that and get a couple of them in there, and then spend a week or two shaving with each one of those scents. For example, you shave with sandalwood for a good couple of weeks, it's going to give you an idea of what it smells like when you shave with it, what it smells like off the puck, what it smells like even after you shave with it, and how long it smells, and what it smells like at the end of the day. That way you're really going to kind of get the ins and outs of that particular scent note. Then, when you start to pick up or look at other profiles that have different mixtures in them, such as this one, you might have a better idea, because you can say, well, I know I like the sandalwood, and I tried a lime scent, and I like that, and heck, I even tried this sensitivity one, which has oatmeal in it, kind of like that. So then when you see something, like this, that has a more complicated scent profile, and it's got a couple of the ones in it that you like by themselves, you can make a better determination as to whether or not you might like that particular soap. Is it a guarantee? No, nothing ever is when it comes to this. However, it will definitely point you in the right direction and give you a better idea of what you might and what you might not like. So that's where I would go with that. Second thing to think about is whether or not you're going to go a soap or a cream or a Croap. What's a Croap? We'll talk about that in a second. So this particular one right here is a soap. It's generally hard-ish, and it doesn't necessarily pour out of the container. This and other soaps or other creams like this tend to come in a tube. There are creams that come in containers like this, but this is what's known as a cream. You basically squirt it out like toothpaste onto your brush and shave with it that way. Now, whether you should go with a soap or a cream, well, I would say the best way to decide that right when you're starting out is in the essence of time. How much time do you have when you're going to shave? Are you going to shave in the morning before work? At night before you go to bed, where you have maybe a little extra time? Or maybe you're going to only shave every other day at a time when you have a few minutes to play with. I found that creams tend to be a little bit quicker, and you don't have to really mess with them as much as loading the brush. You can load it within an instant by pushing it right into the brush, and then start to lather it against your face using some water, or you can bowl lather. Neither way is fine. But I found that it's a little bit quicker to use creams. Does that necessarily mean it's going to be quicker for you? No, not necessarily, but I feel that that's what it was with me. And again, it's really kind of up to you as far as how much time or not how much time you have, and you can decide where to go to from there. Now, let's talk about a Croap. A Croap is a combination of the two. It's kind of a waxy consistency to me, the only thing I can really compare it to is Noxzema hand cream. It's like a waxy, slippery consistency to it. In my opinion, a good Croap has that type of consistency. Now, it's a good way to kind of try best of both worlds, and it's not quite as time consuming, because I've noticed that the loading isn't quite necessary there that you might have to do with a full-size puck. So if you're trying to decide whether to go for a cream, a Croap, or a soap, ask yourself, how much time do I have? Go with the cream if you're a little bit limited, but that would be my opinion on that one. Give that a shot. Now, next, you're probably going to ask yourself, well, there are different sizes. Should I go with a sample, like these, or a full-size puck, like this? Some companies offer both. This particular company here, PAA, offers full-size, and I believe he does samples as well. Strike Gold Shave, I think, does samples. I know he used to. He may not anymore. So there are options. My suggestion is to get a bunch of these guys right here. Get some samples. Pick up a lime sample, a sandalwood sample, maybe something scentless, and maybe something with eucalyptus in it, and try each one that way. And whether or not you're going to be able to find creams in samples, I don't know. It really depends on the artisan, but there are some out there. So if you're looking to cut down on time, but you're not really committed to buying a full tub, grab a sample. A sample will be the way to do it, and it'll be a good way for you to try different things. And then you've got a whole array of different scents that you can try, and you can even mix and match on your own. If you have a sample of, say, lime and a sample of some sandalwood, and you think to yourself, boy, I think I might like a combination of the two. You can just take a couple of the samples, mush it into a bowl together, or if it's a cream, mix them up on your brush, and try shaving it that way. You may decide you don't like it, so when you see a soap out there that's made of lime and sandalwood, you're going to think to yourself, I may not like that one. But this is all just trial and error, right? This is all subjective. Those would be my suggestions. So let's just recap a little bit. As far as a soap or a cream is concerned, or a Croap, in essence of time. It all comes down to how much time you have. In regards to what scent you should choose, keep it simple. Choose one particular soap that has choose a soap that has one particular scent note. Lime, sandalwood, very, very simple, and then go from there. And as far as should you do a full-size puck, half-size, or samples, I would suggest starting out with some samples and then go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my suggestion on how to choose a soap, especially when you're starting wet shaving. Thank you very much for watching. I am Chad for another TRC how-to video, and we'll see you guys and girls in the next video.